Hi, I'm Keith and
I'm Michael.
and today we're going to show you the video setup guide for your new work-at-home setup.
So this video guide is going to be a supplement to the instructions that are provided within your accessories box. In this video, I'm going to be talking to you about the unboxing of your equipment, the setup of your Velo cloud, and the boxing up and the return process for your old equipment.
And I'm going to show you the difference between the old equipment and the new equipment, and I'm also going to show you how to set up your new monitors. Okay, we're going to show you what stays and goes, and this represents your internet service provider modem, so it stays home. Okay, don't send it back. Then we're going to talk about your Cisco router. This is your Cisco router, and it's going to be replaced by the Velo cloud. And also, you're going to have an Ethernet cable. Could be blue or gray or black or any other color, but you're going to send one of these back. And the Ethernet cable is also known as a Cat5 cable and has something that looks like a big fat phone plug on the end. Also, you're going to send back your HP Thin client with the keyboard and mouse that came with it. This will be replaced by your new PC. And you'll be replacing your Cisco phone and DA100 with a new DA80 adapter that you'll use for your headset. And the DA80 adapter plugs into your new PC. And your 3-box kit will come with 2 new monitors to replace your 2 old monitors.
So now I'm going to talk to you about unpacking your equipment for your work-at-home setup. So your boxes are going to be labeled 1, 2, and 3. You're going to have labels on the box on the lower corners. Okay, so you're going to want to open your boxes in the numbers that they're ordered. Most importantly, the first box is your accessories box, and it's also got your welcome and setup guide. The instructions in that box can help you get set up with your work-at-home equipment. So one important thing to note, if you're part of the refresh, you're going to receive your 3 brown boxes. But if you're new to the work-at-home program, instead of getting your brown boxes, you're going to receive 1 brown box with your accessories, and your monitors will come in the manufacturer's box. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and unbox the first box in the setup. I've already cut the tape on this, so let's go ahead and get it open so we can explain the contents. So initially, whenever you open the box, on the very top, you're going to see your welcome packet. The welcome packet is going to be taped to the Velo cloud at the top here. So this welcome packet is going to include the instructions and the setup guide for your work-at-home setup. The box will also include bubble wrap. For those of you that are part of the refresh, don't throw the bubble wrap away as it will be used for your return equipment. You'll also receive 2 display cables. You'll also receive an Ethernet cable, and for those of you on the part of the refresh, this will be used to replace the existing Ethernet cable between your ISP modem and your router. You'll get a power adapter. You'll also receive a headset, your DA80 headset adapter, let's see, your PC, and finally, if you're part of the refresh, you'll also receive a packet with all of your return label and all of your return information. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to unbox your PC. So whenever you open your box, first thing you're going to see is your keyboard. Let's first get this off up here. All right, in the middle, I'm just going to show you the contents and how it looks inside of the box real quick. So we'll start first with the PC. You're also going to get a mouse. You'll get your power adapter brick and your power cable. And if you're part of the refresh, be sure to hang on to the box and any of the materials inside of the box so that it can be used for returns. All right, next we're going to unbox your Velo Cloud. So the Velo Cloud is going to be your replacement for your router for those of you that are part of the refresh. So opening the box, it's going to come inside of another box with some packing. Like with your equipment in your PC, don't throw away your box or your packing material so that it can be used for returns. All right, so whenever you open up your Velo Cloud box, you're going to get your Velo Cloud device. Inside of here, you're also going to get the other accessories for your device, which will include a power brick and a power cable. You're also going to receive 2 Ethernet cables. One of these will not be used, so you can just set it aside. Inside the packing, you're also going to get a bracket. The bracket will not be used either.
Okay, so setting up the monitors, we're just going to go ahead and start with your new power strip, and this will replace the one you currently have. Okay, I got the new power strip plugged in, so right here I'm just going to turn it on, and we have a light. And now we're going to start setting up our first monitor. So it comes with some stuff in here. You might be interested to look at these instructions, but I'd really defer to the ones in your setup guide that came in box number 1. So we're going to put these down. So the first thing we come to is we have the base. So we have the base with 2 prongs. We have the arm. We have a power adapter. Okay, it also comes with 2 cables. We're not going to use these, but that's what they look like. So put those on the side. And we'll take out the rest of this packing material. You'll want to save this if you're part of the refresh for returns. And then on the very bottom, we have your monitor. Here's what the monitor looks like. Okay, we're going to assemble the monitor. You're going to take the monitor itself and place it face down. Then you're going to take the arm and the pedestal and put those together. So you have a big hole, small hole, large bump, small bump. Put those together, and you see this screw on the bottom. Just turn that until it gets thumb tight. You don't have to really wrench it down real hard. Close the little tab. You can stand it up. And now we're going to insert it into these 2 points up here and then click it down. So it goes something like that. As soon as you hear the click, it should be good. Now we can take it stand it up. That's what the back looks like. That's what it looks like from the front. So for your monitor setup, you're going to need your two cables, the power cable that came with the monitor, and then your display cable which came with your accessory box, box number 1. So you want to raise this monitor up all the way, then turn it sideways so that you expose your connections right here. So the first thing we're going to hook up is your display cable. The cable has a corner like knocked off on one side. It also has a button. So the button is going to go on towards you or to the outside, and it should fit into the display cable slot like that. Make sure it snaps. And then you take your power adapter or power cable and you're going to hook it up to the power connector right there. And then you can turn your monitor into the normal position and take your cables, place some connectors through the hole, draw the cables through the hole, and that's how you set up your monitor. So now that your monitor is set up, just repeat for your second monitor. Rinse and repeat.
Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and start talking about your Velo Cloud setup. So the things that you're going to need to set up your Velo Cloud, number one is, of course, your ISP modem, your yellow Ethernet cable that was provided in the accessories box, your Velo Cloud device, your power adapter and your power cable, and one of the two white Ethernet cables. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to do in setting up your Velo Cloud is, of course, plug in your power. So we're going to plug our power in right over here in this slot. You take your power brick, power cable, take your ends and plug those in together. And then you're going to take your end here from the power brick. You're going to plug it into the back of your Velo Cloud. So now that we got that, we're going to go ahead and take our yellow Ethernet cable that was found in our accessories box, and we're going to plug that into the back of our ISP modem. So on the back of this modem, for the model that we're using here, we've got 4 ports. Your port number may vary depending on what the manufacturer of your modem is. For this one, we're just going to go ahead and plug into Ethernet port number 1. And then on the back of the Velo Cloud, we're going to plug into the port GE4. Finally, we're going to take our white Ethernet cable that was provided with our Velo Cloud, and we're going to plug this into Ethernet port GE1. And then this other end of the white Ethernet cable will go into your PC. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and turn on our Velo Cloud. So the first thing you want to do is plug it into your power. Do that before you plug in your white cable to the PC, so you give it time to boot up. So plug it into power. Now, initially what you're going to see on your Velo Cloud is a white light, and that white light is going to indicate the boot process for your Velo Cloud. Once it's finished booting, it may go to a green light, which will indicate that it's got internet. For some of you, you may see a flashing blue light. This should only last for about a minute to a minute and a half, which indicates that you're receiving software updates. In rare cases, you may see a flashing red light. If you do see a flashing red light, you'll need to call the service desk because that could indicate a potential hardware failure. So right now we don't have internet access, so we're seeing a solid red light. If you see a solid red light in your setup, we recommend that you first start by restarting your modem so that you can reestablish internet access.
Okay, so we already have the monitors plugged in, and we power them on with this little button right here. You can see it lit up. So you can turn it off, turn it back on. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to start connecting our PC. So the first thing you want to do is take your power brick and your power cord and connect them together, just like that. And we're going to connect the power connection right here. And then we'll plug this in our power strip. And we'll go ahead and start plugging in our peripherals. So the first thing we're going to plug in is our primary monitor, which is over here. So that's going to go right there. And remember, the beveled connector should only fit one way. Okay, so now we're going to connect the keyboard and the mouse. And so you guys, when you're setting up, just do whatever you can to try to keep your cables out of your workspace. So I'm just going to push these through this monitor hole right here. You guys may choose to do a different route. That's fine. And now we're going to plug them in. Okay. So the first one is your keyboard, which goes in next to that display connection. The next one is going to be your mouse, which goes in next to that. Okay, so the next device we're going to connect to your PC is your DA80. This is what you use to connect to your headset, but you're going to plug this into your PC. You can plug it into the back next to your mouse connector, or there's another available port on the front that you can also plug it into. So we'll set that aside. Then finally, we're going to connect our little video cam or webcam. So if you're current work from home, you already have your webcam. So we'll go ahead and connect that now. If you're new work at home, you should find this in your accessory box. All right. So now we'll go ahead and connect it. We'll just plug it in right there next to the DA80. All right, so we just have two more connections to make. This one is your right-hand monitor or your secondary monitor. That plugs in right here in this corner. And then the last connection is the one going to your Velo cloud, the white connector. And that's going to go in this bottom connection right here. This cable's a little bit short, so there we go. And now your PC is all connected. This is your recommended setup for your new work at home platform. Special note, do not put anything on or around the Velo cloud because it needs a lot of ventilation. And third, put your camera wherever you want to. You can put it down in front or on the other side. Just don't put it on your Velo cloud. And there you go.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about packing up your existing equipment. So you may have either one of these models of monitors. For the demonstration that we're going to use today, we're going to end up going with this monitor over here because it's probably the more difficult of the three. Okay, so now we're going to talk about packing your monitor up for returns. So the things that you're going to need for the return process on packing your monitor is going to be the bubble wrap that came with your new monitor, the top portion of the manufacturer's box for the packing, and then of course the original box that your monitor came in. So the first thing that we want to do is take our bubble wrap, make sure that you push the monitor down. You want to kind of start turning this around a little bit for you to make it easier to see. Let's start with about right here on your bubble wrap. You may want to place a little bit of a piece of tape just to kind of hold it down so that it makes it easier to wrap the bubble wrap around the monitor. So now we'll go ahead and wrap the bubble wrap around. The main thing that you want to look for whenever you're doing this is that on the front side that you're getting 2 layers of bubble wrap on the monitor itself. Okay, and then once you've got that, you can take kind of this top portion over here, you've got a little bit of excess. You can just kind of tuck the back side of that down and then move this back, and then probably just secure this back side with a little bit of tape. So whenever you put this into the box, you want to make sure that you hold the stand and the top part of the monitor so that it doesn't jump back up. So I'll do this real quick, and then you want to lay the monitor screen down inside of the box. So that's how it should look inside of the box. And then you're going to take your top piece here. Whoops. And we'll turn that over. And then lay it down like that. And then close the box up, tape it and secure it, put the label on it. Okay, so now we're going to talk about packing up your thin client and your peripherals. So you're going to use the box that the Dell PC and everything came in. Kind of do this in reverse here. So what I'm going to show you right now is at the top, you're going to use this insert here. That's going to have your keyboard and your mouse. Let me pull this out. And then at the bottom, the way that we have this is your thin client will go in at the bottom. Just put your Ethernet cable on top of the thin client. You've got your power supply here and another power supply here. So this is the power supply for the Cisco switch and for the thin client. And so there's also another insert that we've used. So there's 2 of them that came in. So this is the bigger of the 2. So make sure that you've used the bigger one. Put that in on the side to kind of fill in more of the space. And then this on top. And then just close it back up like that. Okay, so now that we've got our thin client and our peripherals packaged up in this Dell PC box, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to go ahead and pack everything else into here. So we're going to start with the box that we've got our thin client in. I'm going to go a long ways to match the box here. We're going to place it in at the bottom. Okay, next thing we're going to do, take your square foam here, place it in on that side there where the gap is. Take your Cisco switch. We're going to place it back over here, right on top of the box. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our phone. You're going to want to detach your stand. Simply pull it. And then detach the headset there. And the phone goes in. Set this down here, but you're just going to kind of wedge the phone in on this gap here at the bottom. You're going to take the stand, and where the foam is here, I don't know how well you can see that, but basically fit it inside of the foam. Same goes for the headset. Just kind of wedge it on in there the best you can. Okay, so these two boxes here are the ones that came in with the Velo Cloud packaging. You're basically just going to use that for packing material and wedge it in at the top. First thing I'm going to do though is take the smaller box that came in with your PC, and we're going to put it in next to the phone, so just kind of the skinny end like that, and then take these two pieces here and fit them in at the top and wedge them in. We're going to take our bubble wrap provided, and you're just going to be placing some more bubble wrap on top just to kind of pad some of your exposed equipment. And after that, take your packing tape, package it up. Okay, so now that you've got your boxes packed and sealed up, you're going to take your FedEx return labels that were included in your packaging, and you'll want to get these boxes returned back to the home office within 5 days. In the event that you have any extra equipment at your home, you can refer back to the instructions that were provided in the packaging, and it will provide the details on who to contact in the event that you need more packing material or boxes to be able to ship that equipment back.